one point backwards. I mean, I don't see a call for the abolition of special branch, and maybe that was the editor's fault. It does say it's about time outside consultants assess the performance of our intelligence officers, but it isn't actually. It talks about the abolition of GRIC in section 195, but not the abolition of special branch.
That's what the
Well, you're right.
The existing intelligence infrastructure should be abolished. As most claim to understand its duties with regard to democracy, particularly free speech, freedom of information, and the need to follow legal procedures, MI5 is incapable of protecting its effectively. MI6 should be abolished. As happened in South Africa, a truth commission should be set up to investigate its crimes. Agents and officers who confess to their crimes and misdemeanors will be given immunity from prosecution. Those who do not should be tried according to the evidence against them. Instead, we need a dedicated counter-terrorist agency. They would gather intelligence and evidence against suspects. I mean, what else can I say, you know?
Special branch.
Yes, I am.
No, it's just because it wasn't in the book.
It is in there. The existing intelligence infrastructure should be abolished. That's what it's saying.
We mentioned MI6 back then, not special branch. The reason why I say it is because you've got lots of nice comments about how wonderful all the regional special branches are. But they can as well fit people outside London as they can inside.
Who do you think puts their life at risk to stop IRA terrorists putting bombs down our streets?
Well, I hate to be the most creative to you, but the IRA has been suicide for quite a long time.
You did in the past, coming into me and doing it against Islamic terrorists.
People are concerned about, or I am, I think other people are concerned about liberty, is the way in practice the current person in charge of it seems to have dropped the objection to phone concepts in evidence in cases. And I was just quickly losing through to the fact that somewhere I think there is a point where you seem to be in support of it. I mean, I may be wrong, I'm just...
Yeah, sorry, I take that point out. I'm in support of telephone intercept because it's legally acquired, collects evidence being used in court to help convict terrorists, to put down bombs. I think it's absurd in the way it is at the moment in which we allow intelligence services to invade people's privacy. We don't allow that information to perhaps put terrorists, guilty men, behind bars. We have to accept that there are certain people in this world who don't share our values and do want to kill people indiscriminately. And I think it would be a crying shame if evidence emerged on telephone intercept to convict one of those people, but because that could not be put before a jury, they were acquitted, and then of course went on to kill those persons went on to kill innocent people.
Just a quick point, the problem that many of us have with telephone intercepts is in the real world. In fact, people's selected bits, edited bits of people's conversations are rearranged and spliced so as to fit them up.
Okay, we've got the last 4 questions now. I've saved the best till last, they're all about the SWP. I'm going to merge them and take the clutches of 2 and 2. So, we've got 2 questions here. The first asks to David, why would you ask us to unite against secrets of the secret state through uniting groups like the SWP or global resistance, which the vast majority of the British public despise? And the second question about the SWP is to what extent, it's a restatement I think of the question, to what extent would the SWP monitored, how many agents inside, what did they do? And there's another question there about the far right fascist groups. I think we might have dealt with that in an earlier question.
What were the 2 questions about the SWP as well?
Well, for clarity really, otherwise we might get more jumbled up and not probably answered, and we wouldn't really know what we want to know about the SWP. Yeah, I think that's fair. We'll take the next 2 in a minute. David, if you'd like to lead off that one?
Yeah, I think the problem with protest groups in this country, and it's a problem partly because the British Secret Service do penetrate them and do try to create discord between them, is that it become disunited. Everybody ends up not trusting each other. But of course that works in the favour of the secret state, it works in the favour of those people who want to pervert our democracy. So I work with organisations as far as I can to try and highlight abuse of civil liberties, to protest against war, and to resist multinational corporations that, again, want to invade our privacy, want to pick people up and so on. I think the British people are largely in support of Stockport. I don't think it's despised them at all. And as far as possible, as I said, we should all be united to try and stop this constant onslaught against our liberties. But you can't keep on carping at each other all the time. We're never going to get anywhere. The intelligence services must be laughing their heads off at this debate in some ways, because we're not, people trying to sort of divide and conquer. I want to get on with people. I want to find shared issues in which we can campaign. Unfortunately, because I do have a name in the media, I can attract people to meetings and so on. And that means that people perhaps who would normally come to these meetings in some occasions may be tempted. But then you have somebody else who can be told the facts, who can make up their own mind, who can join the cause. And that's what I want. That's all I want, is that we all stand up to these people and beat the secret state. The other question about the SWP was, I'm not the expert on this, my partner Annie Masham is the expert, but up until the early 1990s, I think there were about 14 agents reporting on the activities of the SWP. As we have made clear again in the book, on the grounds of civil liberties, we do not believe that MI5 should be in any way monitoring the activities of the Socialist Working Party. We also say in the book that there was an abuse of power because MI5, this has nothing to do with me applying for a warrant, but somebody else, but they said there was no case against militant tendency, and they were told to go away and make a case, and set it up by omission, as happened, of course, with the dossier promoting the war in Iraq. We have exposed that in the book. We try to expose these things as far as we can. And as I said, MI5's monitoring the left prior to 89 was illegal in a democracy. We should be trying to use the Human Rights Act to take that case through the courts and get compensation for people who were denied jobs as a result of holding opinions the government intelligence services didn't like. That would be a practical use of all our time.